Hello, friends. Welcome to Storytime Sunday. We will give it just a few minutes because we got started a little bit late, but that's okay. We have a fun book tonight. And as you can see, we have a new backdrop. This is lovely. It's wonderful, wonderful brick backdrop here. Something a little bit different for our Storytime Sundays. So we will give it just a few minutes to let people join, and then we'll get started with this week's book. Remember, when you join, please say hi, because I would love to see who is watching. All right, since it is 8 o'clock, we'll get started. This week's Storytime Sunday is The Tale of the Tiger Slippers by Jan Brett. I love the artwork in this book. The Tale of the Tiger Slippers. I live in a big house my father built, and I love to bound around the garden. My friends are always curious about one thing, though. Why are there a pair of raggedy slippers in that fancy fountain, they ask. This is a story my father tells them. When I was a cub, I lived with my mother under the roots of a banyan tree. We were very poor, and I helped as best I could. Mother saw how sharp thorns and stones hurt my footpads when I worked, and she made me thick slippers. These slippers will protect and guide you, she said, and there is room to grow. I was looking down at my new slippers when I saw a streak of white in the stream bank. It was silky clay that could be easily molded into shapes. I made bricks from the clay and built my mother a pretty house. When others saw it, they asked, "Could you build me a pretty house from your bricks?" So I did. Years went by, and the slippers seemed to guide my every step. I dug clay, made bricks, and built houses, towers, and bridges all over the land. Soon, I had everything I could want, and I built a grand house for my future bride. On my wedding day, a great feast was planned. But as I went to greet my tiger bride, a crocodile poked his snout out of the stream. "Look at those raggedy slippers," he scoffed. "What kind of elegant bridegroom are you with those old slippers on your feet?" I looked down at my dependable slippers. They were dirty and worn from hard work. But at the croc's taunts, I slipped them off and let them float away down the stream. Faster and faster my slippers sailed in the current until they reached the village dam and stopped it up. The waters rose, flooding the banks, until an elephant saw the problem. He unplugged the castaway slippers and brought them back to me. A few months later, the tigress and I were settled in our home when word came that the Rhino King would pass by our village. He needed a place to stay, so we readied our finest rooms. A stork, seeing the activity, fastened his beady eyes on my slippers. "Scandal!" he croaked. "The Rhino King will be insulted by his host wearing raggedy old slippers." I wanted to put my best foot forward for such a lofty guest, and he was about to arrive. I quickly removed my old slippers and tossed them over the wall. When the last goat in a great herd of goats felt a thump, thump of my slippers falling from the sky, she bolted. Then all of the goats scattered, barging into houses, toppling watermelon carts, and sinking dinghies in their panic. The furious goatherd brought back the slippers and demanded payment for the damaged property. In time, we celebrated the birth of our first tiger cub. Animals came from far and wide with best wishes for our new arrival. The mongoose wished him playfulness. The peacock wished for beauty. The rhino for strength and the elephant for wisdom. The monkey, though, added, "I wish the baby's father's cub would never wear junky old slippers." The monkey had a good point. I tried again and again to lose those old slippers, but they always came back. Finally, I sent them by air to my old uncle who lived in a distant village. When my uncle saw the frayed old slippers, worn out by hard work and sewn by his sister, he wept with pride. He packed a few things and set off to see us. Uncle Ali arrived carrying a gift, and inside were the slippers. "I know you will always want to remember how far you have come and the good work you have done when you see these slippers," he said. "How they show the years," he smiled. The next morning, I was in the garden with my son. "I'm back where I started from," I said. "What am I going to do with these old slippers?" My cub had the answer.
Why not build the slippers a special house of their own? They can be seen and remembered for their place in life, and you can wear magnificent new ones.
So I did. From that day forward, I looked to the future, dreaming of new adventures, and once in a while, I smiled fondly at the raggedy old slippers. The end. I just think that is so adorable. And if you think that was adorable as much as I thought that was adorable, that's The Tale of the Tiger Slippers by Jan Brett. So stinking cute. I just love the artwork in that book. So there you have it. Thank you for joining me for Storytime Sunday. I appreciate it. We have a brand new story next Sunday, but in the meantime, make sure to stay creative and visit your local bookseller here in our town. That's the Briar Patch Books. They're one of our sponsors. But find out who your local bookseller is and make sure to go visit them and get some really cool recommendations for books. That's how I find most of the books here at Storytime Sunday, so you can probably find some books too. And if you do, make sure to let me know because I would love to read them to you. All right, guys, have a fantastic week, an even better Monday, and I will see you real soon. Bye.